All right, guys, please help me settle this debate real quick.
What's the debate?
Who wins in the fight? 100 men versus one gorilla.
Oh God.
Man, this thing's stupid. I don't get
Bro,
it.
I don't.
Why?
First of all, it's crazy what goes viral nowadays. Let me start with that. But
The stupidest shit goes viral.
it doesn't make any sense. But when you really start to break it down, I can see the arguments for both sides. I just, a part of me, man,
Okay, what's the argument for 100 men beating a gorilla?
I think 100 people, right? They're not going to touch the gorilla all at the same time, but I think,
Exactly. You
but
think that, do you know how strong a gorilla is?
I get that. But don't you think with 100 people that gorilla's going to get somewhat gassed out a little bit?
No.
No.
What do you
Bro,
think?
you got to understand a gorilla is swinging, a gorilla is moving constantly.
Dude,
Just
they be
because that
fighting
mother,
other animals.
just because he's big, don't mean he's not conditioned. And we're talking about 100 little people. Not, I mean, it could be you put fucking 100 big shows against a gorilla, and he's still gonna whip their ass. Bro,
No,
we're talking
man.
about one of the strongest mammals, animals, whatever you want to call it, on planet.
I don't know, man. I can see a world where 100 people, I just think 100 people can get on top, or say 50 people can get on top of a gorilla and stop it from doing all this
50
movement.
people can't get on top of a gorilla.
Not one.
Yeah, you're crazy. Yes, it can. Even
No,
though,
How?
because, bro, just imagine 100 people jumping or running all at the same time and jumping the gorilla all at the same time. You don't think the gorilla is going to be, I don't care how much it swings, how much it bites, I don't care how much it bench presses, squat. There's no fucking way. There's no
bro.
way.
I need you to go fucking watch the Animal Planet and fucking use your brain. Animal Planet, it shows you
You won't be able to
multiple
get on his back.
times, multiple times. Yeah, you won't be able to get on that gorilla's back. Not at all.
Yes. What?
You're talking about a human? What's the human gonna do? Grab his hair?
See,
Bro,
Yeah.
the
bro,
only thing
Dude,
I'll say is this. I think, like you said, it's going to be hard to penetrate the fucking gorilla balls. I think that's
big balls.
why are you smiling like that?
Big balls.
I think that's gonna be the hardest part. They have like the toughest skin apparently. I think that's where it's gonna be impossible to break through. But I
That's
don't
what
know,
I'm
man.
saying. Like, it don't matter what 100 people can do, bro. Like, okay, as a human, right? You know how we think we're ego driven, right? We're strong, we can fight, we can do all this stuff. These men can't even fix flat tires, but you want them to fight a gorilla that's in the wild.
I feel
You
personally
ex
victimized by Aaron
you
Banks.
expect a fucking gorilla to lose to a man that can't, bro. Come on.
Right? Just to be fair, I don't think a gorilla can change a tire too, but I also can see
A
what you're
gorilla break that motherfucker off. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's difference.
uh,
Difference, bro. Huge
I mean,
difference.
what are you gonna do to it? You're gonna bite it? What are you
Yeah,
gonna
like, what are you
do?
gonna do to a
do you
gorilla?
think
Grab
enough
it,
force of like the men can be like, yo, twist the neck and snap that bitch?
How was he gonna get his arm around him?
bro.
Listen, all I know is I think
Watch Animal Planet. Go look at the sizes of those type of gorillas.
they're big as
You're
shit,
talking,
dude.
A
and
silverback gorilla,
a
man.
silverback gorilla's neck, bro, is probably damn near a 30-inch rim.
All right, hold on.
Like, bro, I don't give a dang what you talking about. There's no way humans are doing that.
Can a hunter Aaron Banks beat a gorilla or no?
Absolutely not.
If
Absolutely not.
you try and grab it, it's just gonna go.
I'm just gonna tell the 99 rest of them Aaron Bankses to pack it up because that's not our battle to fight. That's not our battle to fight right now, bro.
Oh, this thing is fucking.
Are you watching it?
Oh, can you guys see it?
No.
I hate how this shit happens. All right, this thing, I'm telling you,
Bro, there's no way.
I'm
There's
telling you.
no way.
Dude, I go on YouTube and I watch lions versus other animals, gorillas versus this. Dude, it's fun. But
I,
you see them, they're savages, man.
that's the thing. Like their animal instinct when like I've seen like episodes or I watch. I'm like an Animal Planet like phase right now. I'm just like watching every episode, one like Morgan Freeman's voice, and seeing like the episodes of talking about the gorillas and stuff. Bro, I don't know. I don't know, but
Possible, bro.
I think so, man. I think if you get 100 people
Okay,
and
what's your strategy? You got 100 people. So you said send 50,
all
right?
right, yep, all right.
You
This,
think
this,
50
this is
people
what I'll
could
do. I'm gonna take
okay, no, how about this? No, listen to me. You got a big couch, right?
yeah,
Imagine that couch being that silverback gorilla, right?
okay.
How in the hell are 50 people going to get on that gorilla? And how in the hell do you think anyone's going to wrap their arms around the arms, the legs, the neck to do anything to that gorilla
There's gonna be a lot of
as a
casualties.
human?
There's gonna be a lot of casualties, but I think you can take out the
Okay,
legs.
because look, because what are you going to do? Like humans' limbs, like, bro, that gorilla. Okay, think of it as a regular ass monkey. A regular ass monkey would throw the shit out of a human being.
You ever
Like
see
we're talking about
the
their arms. Like, bro, we're talking about their arms. We're
okay, how
talking about
about I don't
silverback
know.
gorilla's strength, and for him to grab any bro, I'm telling you that's not even possible. It's not possible.
Oh my God,
It's
I
not
saw
possible.
all these simulations online. I asked ChatGPT the same thing, and it definitely sides with you guys, but I don't
One
know.
thousand percent.
I
They
don't-
know. Chat GPT ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Chat GPT is rarely wrong.
Did Perella compete?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even realize she was getting back into it. Is
yeah.
this something like she wants to do, or is this like a just do it?
She's 4 weeks out from her pro card.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What shows in
Who's
4 weeks?
that? Junior USA?
Juniors?
Oh,
Yeah. Who's coaching her? That you cut?
nah,
No,
yeah, right.
Savis,
I don't know who that is.
Savis, the same guy who's coaching Vitor or
Uh-huh.
Vet Vitor, the guy who's number ninth in the world or 11th in the world.
Okay.
The one that Mike posted today, Sebastian
Yeah.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coaching her.
What do you think she has to work on?
Um, I would probably say she just needs to like she has a shape. I mean, we've talked to some pretty big name judges and people that we kind of got our own feedback from. And the thing is, that's why she's actually going to South Carolina to get her pro card, because she came to Fresno. Yes, she's on a bigger side of bikini because she does have a lot of muscle in her
Does have
quads.
yeah.
Um, so the thing is, all she has to do is bring bring more of the conditioning and just tighten up a little bit more, and it should be good. I think she has a phenomenal shape, and that's not just me just because I'm her dude. You know what I mean? It's just
No,
I've seen multiple bikini girls, and I think how they judged Perla was based off of NPC judging. Like if you were to judge her as she was a professional, she she would get a phenomenal look.
Cuts. He brought up a good point. There are people, I hear this often, saying this physique would be better rewarded as a pro. Like, is there any like truth to that? Have you ever had clients in that situation?
Years ago,
Yeah.
I had it happen to one of my first Olympians, and he did a show. He did the San Francisco, and he got like I don't even think he got a top five.
Yeah.
And then he went to USA and won. Yeah, and then we did a show. I think what that year or
Is
yeah, and that year, and we went to the Olympia.
then that's crazy. Then what do you think it is then? Like, is it just too much muscle? Is it I don't think it's the conditioning side of things. Like, what do you think it is that separates quote unquote NPC versus like IFBB in that
I don't
situation?
know. Some people might be overqualified. I don't know. I don't know because I think that's just to me that's bad judging.
Yeah.
So I can't really I don't know. I really don't know because it did happen before. Like I remember hearing people say, "Oh, what are you doing here? Like you need to go to a national show. Like, you shouldn't
Hmm.
be doing this show."
Yeah.
But then like I haven't seen it happen recently, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
I think it's more of a female thing. Like
Probably.
I see it more.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
okay, yeah.
it's
I
more. It
agree.
is more of a female thing, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can even see it when you, because there's some girls who, especially well, I would say wellness
Mhm.
girls who are on the bigger side, you know, and you got to understand when you judge the NPC wellness versus pro wellness, bro, those wellness girls in the NPC wouldn't even be nowhere near a bikini in
Yeah.
Olympia. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
it's just how they judge, and I just wish it was different, especially in California, just because I live here. And
Okay. I
talked
don't.
to multiple judges. I've talked to a couple people at higher up. Like, I think there needs to be a change or a shift or some education that is driven towards judging in California. Because, I mean, you got to understand, why do you think not one top athlete from the Olympia, from any division, likes to compete in California? I wonder why. You,
Bro,
you name one. Name one.
I'm telling you right now,
You can't.
I've heard the same thing.
I wonder why.
I've competed there, and I got in front of Sandy. I love Sandy. I'm always going to aim to get back in front of
But
Sandy.
it ain't Sandy.
Not
Sandy's just
just Sandy. That's the
but
thing.
we talking about the rest of the people or two or three other judges.
Mhm.
You go to any California show, bro, there's like three judges judging you.
Yeah,
That's unacceptable.
yeah.
You go anywhere else, there's 7 to 9 judges judging you.
You're not wrong. And it's funny. I don't think I've ever seen like Tyler and Steve ever go over to the West Coast to judge.
Bro, come on now. Like
Yeah,
if they're not gonna come over here, it just needs to, like I said, it just needs to be educated. You know what I mean? And if it's not gonna be educated, we're always gonna have this perception on what judging is in California versus everywhere around the US, you know. So um unfortunately it is what it is. Hopefully there is some type of change, but
yeah.
that's why you will never see me compete in California. There's no point.
And it's crazy too, man, because I think you could represent California.
Bro, come on. Like, you got to understand, like, wouldn't you want me, Jeremy, all Chiron, like people close on the West Coast to want to compete in California to bring the brand of the IFBB, the brand of the NPC, the brand of just bodybuilding in general to California.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no presence here. LA,
Well, speaking of LA, we have the LA Grand Prix this past weekend. And I do want to do a very quick breakdown because we have two shows that I want to quickly review. And I'm going to be fully transparent. I was not too privy on, majority of the guys who competed at this show, but I do want to quickly break this down. And I'm cuts with you being on here. I want to get your perspective on it. From my understanding, you had one guy in this show. Is that right?
I have like 3 and 3.
Oh shit. Oh,
Yeah.
how many is it just Chevy in the first call out?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
just one in the first call up.
All right. Well, I have never came across this guy named Paul Gustavo. I'm guessing he's from internet overseas. That's the one thing about this lineup. I think almost every guy other than first and fourth are from overseas. Um, but I want to get your
why?
opinion. What do you think of his physique?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. I didn't see any good stuff on it.
Yeah.
So I really have nothing to say. All I know is say we got fourth.
I
How do you
mean,
feel?
from the looks of it, I mean, he looks like his front shot looks pretty dope. I just think he needs to balance out his physique as far as his lower body, matching his upper. His upper is very dominant. Shoulders seem to be capped, chest seems to be full. Has a pretty decent back. I mean, I think if he would have come a little bit more tighter, he would have kind of made a little bit more noise because you can see just the hardness and just even fourth place Chevy, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
think
if he just came a little tighter,
I'm surprised you didn't call him out on what you traditionally call people out on. I think his posing needs a little
yeah,
bit.
I wasn't gonna get there yet, just because I actually like how his shape looks in the front shot.
Mhm.
I think if he just moves that back leg up forward just a little bit,
Mhm.
it'll make his presence. And again, we're talking about stage presence. If you can't present it, they're not going to reward it, right? So if he was to bring that front leg up, that could have gave him probably a different look to his physique.
Yeah, I think this guy has a lot of potential, and the half of it is still untapped. A lot of stuff is within his control and his ability to fix it. And I think his peak could be a little better based off of, I think the lack of potential detail could be potentially a peaking issue. But in his back shot, he looks a little like kind of hunched over. Like he looks
Hunched over,
like,
yeah.
right, he needs to loosen up a little bit, look a little bit more comfortable. I think Chevy does a better job at doing it here. You see how Chevy's chest is lifted and it kind of rounds out the back. I think if this guy here can do the same thing, he's going to show off a crazy, crazy physique. Because, like you said, he has a good taper. He's full in the right areas. Like you said, a lot of the things within his control just needs to be like just that controlled in order to maximize his look. And then we have this guy coming in at fifth place, Ren. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, out of China. Same thing. I think he looks really good. I think his posing was actually maximized pretty well to show off his physique. I just think that he's limited structurally.
Yeah.
And I think outside of that, I'm curious. Cuts, what do you do in situations like this? Where say you bring somebody in, at their best. Their goal is to get to the Olympia, but maybe structurally they're limited or isn't.
I'm gonna answer your question right now. Fuck cuts. The thing is, bro, like, and I need these pros to understand. These pros are just gonna be pros. Some of them may never be Olympians based on how their genetics are. Some of them are always gonna be third call out guys. That's just based off of what God gave you. Some of these guys will never make top three because God made them that way. It's not because you're not working your ass off. It's not because, oh, this body part is better than such and such. I don't care about that. Structurally, when you get on that stage and present, it's just not possible. I don't give a damn how hard you come, how crazy you come. It's structurally not going to happen. So realistically, I know how Cuts is. His answer is going to be realistically, you got to be real with these athletes, and a lot of these coaches aren't. If you suck, you suck, and then that it's just that simple.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it's hard as a coach sometimes to have that uncomfortable conversation, but at the same time, when you have somebody, doing what it takes in order to be at this level, whether it's the compounds, the sacrifice with their family, so on and so forth, and you see them spinning their wheels, cuts, how often have you had that uncomfortable conversation with clients? Whether it's
I
or
wouldn't say it's uncomfortable because I'm pretty blunt with my feedback on people,
yeah.
and I just tell them like, some people just gotta work their way up.
Mhm.
Some probably can't. Some probably will always be a fifth place, fourth place guy. But I just tell them to focus on yourself, or focus on making yourself better.
Right.
Don't worry about other people. And if you happen to land on a show where nobody happens to show up,
There it is.
which is kind of rare nowadays. There's always
Yeah.
going to be one Olympian or two Olympians. But if you get lucky, dope. But my focus is always athlete. I don't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because you never know. I've had guys where they probably didn't even belong to Olympia, or they didn't look like a top five guy.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, they work on it for so long, all of a sudden they're qualified. You're like, oh dang, like you I've had people that even shocked me, like, holy crap, like I didn't expect this. So
Yeah.
you just never know.
Are you able to share one of those clients who shocked you when they stepped on stage comparative to their check-ins leading into the show?
So there's a lot, but I just can't think of them. I just can't think of them right now. But there, a lot of them were amateurs that
Okay,
turned pro.
nice.
You know, sometimes you have like 10, 15 guys, and you're like, oh yeah, like this guy I think has a shot. This
Yeah,
guy, I don't know. And all of a sudden you see him on stage, you're like, holy crap, what the heck? It's like you're just shocked, and all of a sudden they win their pro card.
Yeah, yeah,
So you just never know, man. You really never know. Because some people look different on stage. You could, even if you look at Aaron, people say, oh, Aaron looks small. And then you see him on stage, and all of a sudden, no, I'm serious. In pictures, like back then, that was a
yeah,
thing.
oh,
They used to
pictures,
say that he was
pictures, pictures.
small.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Aaron has
look
a
And then you
sleeper
small
go
in
on,
build.
pictures.
Aaron has a
and then
sleeper
you go
build. I
on
think
stage.
Aaron has the physique that's like that should be men's physique. Like you put on clothes, you're not bursting out of your clothes, but then like you see him on stage, like, oh shit, he's way bigger than I thought. Aaron,
Yeah.
I remember we were in Alpha Land and I saw your legs. That's when I that's when I was like, oh shit. People say he has no legs. I really must not have legs then. Because I
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. That's
But you actually, I've also over the time and over the years, I've kind of built my legs up to where they are now today. And bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, my legs are
yeah.
pretty nice. They're getting some thickness to them. Um, yeah, it's just more of a right now. I would say I probably have. I mean, for me, the best I've ever seen my physique balanced.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think after seeing
Um,
you at the Arnold, that was when I realized just truly how big your legs actually were. And then
oh, and just wait because
with these new
we got
shorts.
some new shorts. Yeah, it's about to pop out. So yeah, man,
Yeah,
we got some good stuff, man. That's gonna happen in Pittsburgh, and man, I'm just excited, man. And I of course talking to Cuts today. The physique, man, it's a very very powerful physique right now,
yes.
and we're extremely happy on how things are going. And I do want to give a major shout out to Heather and Kara and Corey at Premiere because
Taking care of you.
wow, the core in its own and itself looks t like a totally different core,
Yeah.
totally different core.
I actually want to take a
Um,
quick second too, because I know there's a lot of people out here who need to prioritize this significantly more. So I want to take a quick pit stop. Um, Erin, myself, Jordan, there's a handful of different people who are sponsored by Premier Alternative Medicine. And if you guys need to get your blood work done, your labs done, I highly recommend reaching out to them. Again, this is operated and ran by bodybuilders. So they understand our perspective. They understand how to read our labs and give us direction based upon the lifestyle that we live, right? This isn't something that's uncomfortable in terms of going to a doctor who might not understand your lifestyle. So I highly recommend going and checking them out. Again, they're absolutely phenomenal. But Cuts, I gotta ask you, man, what happened here? Fourth place. From what I can see, this was probably one of my favorite looks of Chevy. I thought he was significantly improved in terms of conditioning comparative to the last show. I think he fixed a lot of mistakes that he made last time. He's posing more front on, which is showing his width significantly better. And again, his back is definitely on par with the majority of people here in this lineup. So if you can give us any insight on your perspective, first on the look and then the result.
I mean, to be honest, I wish he was at least standing next to Ryan. I don't even know if he was or not. Like, there was no live stream or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I did see a IG live, and it just, I don't know. I really don't know what to say.
Was
I
this one of
mean,
those situations as a coach where you were kind of questioning just the I don't want to say the result, but you were just kind of wondering what happened?
I mean, can't say I'm surprised. You know, I mean, I don't want to say too much. I mean, Aaron already said a lot,
yeah,
but I don't know. It was surprising. It was surprising. I really expected him to be top two at least, to be honest.
So did I.
You know, like even his abs, even he posed his abs better.
Hmm.
You know, like that was always an issue with him because he would twist so much, and it would just
yeah. Wash
it
his
would look
abs out.
funny. Yeah, and
Aaron,
this time he did it right. You know, so
okay.
it's kind of like
I wonder if this is an issue for me because I I try to pull my obliques so much that I feel like sometimes it washes like the midsection out.
Mm.
Erin, you're really good at doing this. Is there like have you seen like a common mistake in people trying to overflex in order to get something to pop?
It's very possible. Trust me, it's very possible to wash your body out, and I've seen it. I've posed a certain way and it looked totally different than how I practiced it. So um that's the power of practicing and posing, you know what I mean? Because again, if you don't see it
Yeah.
and you're being told that this is what's happening and you're not fixing it, that's still on you. You know what I mean? And again, if you don't see it as an athlete, but you may see your physique look totally different in a different pose, why do you think?
Mhm.
Because, oh, I'm overstretching, I'm trying to get this oblique to this serratus to go crazy on it. But then next thing you know, your core, your abs are non-symmetrical now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And washed out to the point to where you can't see it. But I just think, again, like after seeing some of the stuff over the weekend with Chevy, he definitely posed his core way better. And you can go back to the previous show
Yeah.
and look at how his core looked. It's
Oh
just
wow. Shit.
it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And I think he was also trying to get again show that serratus so much to the point to where he's overdoing it
Yeah.
and losing the actual look of his front core.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
he messed up. Wait, hold on, let me see real quick. He messed up at that show because the way he was practicing with me was not how he posed on stage. Like he
Mhm.
was twisting too much. Like I have pictures of him like straighter, like a little straighter, where you could see both shoulders and both lats. I even showed Bill, and Bill was like, "Yeah, he didn't show any of that on stage." So it's kind of like, yeah, just some people do that too. They would mess up and they
If
would
you
just
if you
forget.
can't present it, they're not gonna reward it. I
Yep.
promise you.
Then that I didn't even realize that. And this is how you know this, this sport is kind of crazy, man. It's like in any given, we'll say Saturday sport. I would say Ryan, I didn't realize that Ryan lost to Chevy at this show. And
Yeah.
then if you fast forward, look at Chevy here, right? We talked about some of the mistakes that he's made, right? One, he's over twisting, he's not connecting with his midsection here, he's flexing his chest in his front shot, and he just looks generally uncomfortable, right? And then you fast forward to here where he plays fourth, where he's significantly fuller. He's not squeezing his chest. His midsection is better flex. He's posing front on. He just looks more comfortable. I think his
Yep.
package in general looks significantly improved, but yet he places now 3 spots behind Ryan, who we just beat, what, a week or so ago prior to that. So, like we said, man, you never know. Show up. And this is where the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The subjective aspect of the sport really comes into play. Again, depending on who you get in front of, you never know what the outcome is potentially going to be. But nonetheless, I think Chevy looked absolutely amazing. Um, I really don't know what else to tell him to continue to, focus on to improve. I think if he brings this package again to another show, I think he has an
I
opportunity.
mean, the main thing for him is to not get in his own head. I think when athletes are always so close to, getting that qualification or just close at these shows, I think a lot of them mentally get in their own heads and it's like a trickle down effect. So I would just tell him the man to just stay focused and just keep his faith and keep doing what he's doing. Because at the end of the day, he got a coach that believe in him, and a lot of people believe in Cuts. But I just think he just needs to, just keep it level headed and continue to do what he do and move on to the next one and not really worry about what happened in LA and
Yeah.
just grow from there.
Cuts, last handful of shows, this man has literally lived in second place, third place, now fourth place. One, how do you have that conversation, or how do you keep him in a good headspace? Because I'm sure, like you talked about, he's probably not happy with the result.
Yeah.
Um, how do you keep somebody like that in a good headspace when they're so fucking close every time?
It's hard, you know. 'Cause not everybody handles stress or defeat the same way, you know, but it's happened so much with me and him, you know, he's become a friend to where I could just talk to him like a friend.
Yeah.
So it's actually funny because I was leaving Utah and he was transferring to go home, and he actually went to Utah for his transfer flight.
Oh
So we
shit.
actually met up. Yeah, we met up and we talked, and we kind of have, you know, we know how the game is,
Yeah.
you know, and all we got to do really is just to focus on the next one. You know, whatever happened here, it doesn't tell you who you are. If you're good, if you're bad, just move on from it. There's more. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. And we're just gonna go to the next show and, you know, get better. You know, it happened multiple times, like not just with him, but even Kyler, for example.
Yeah.
You know, Kyler Crawford, he got what, fourth or whatever
Yeah. He looked
in
amazing.
what show was that?
I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
Charlotte or something? Yeah, and
Yeah.
he didn't even get first call out. Andre beat him, and then, you know, it was like they switched turns, just like Ryan and Chevy. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
you just never know, man. Like
You know,
that's bodybuilding for you.
I was just about to
And
say the one advice I got from, the legend Andre Ferguson: ride the midline. Don't let your highs get too high. Don't let your lows get too low. Because
yeah,
you're gonna have a lot of highs in this sport. You're gonna have a lot of lows in this sport. But you said you ride the midline. You'll be able to get through the other side with a level head. Um, Now, third place, Cheyenne. Not too familiar with him. I think he looks really good. I didn't know much about him beforehand. I think he had a really good structure. He looks like a taller guy.
Yeah, I
Um,
like his shape.
yeah, good shape. I think if anything he needs to work on is dropping the lats here a little bit, or in general,
Yeah.
growing the lats. I think if you're able to see a little bit more lat here in the front shot, it's only going to make his shot even more
That
exaggerated.
could be even in a tweak, you know what I mean? Because you
Yeah,
got to,
is he over twisting?
yeah.
Yeah,
it's too angled.
you think? Yeah, I think he's too angled. But I thought his conditioning was on point. Um, Again, I think his
I
back.
think I don't know how that lighting was, but it looks like his tan from the front is lighter than his tan from the back.
Yeah. Do you Cuts? Do you tell your guys to lock out this knee here in the front shot, or do you tell them to have a slight bend?
I do both. It depends on the person.
Okay. Like, what do you think locking the knee out helps with versus not?
Your posture, and some people are able to kind of push their hip back a little bit
Manipulate the
easier.
hip,
Yeah.
the manipulation of the
I've
hip for
noticed
sure.
I've noticed a difference in certain physiques that it helps maximize versus not. Now, just some advice to him: in your back shot, close your hands, and then I would personally bring your elbow, or your from your elbow to your wrist, bring it in a little bit more. Like if you look at
Well, the thing is off.
yeah, if you yeah,
Right side is perfect.
oh yeah, you're oh
But he just has to close that fist. The
yeah,
right side is perfect, but the left side is just off a little bit.
yep,
I
and
get I get his feet wider too,
Yeah.
yep,
To
because
because
you want
make
to you want to create an
X-frame.
X frame.
yep, perfect. You want to complete the X frame, so you have to bring your feet from a little bit more to the left here, right, and again, it's going to complete that complete X with the middle point being the waistline. Like if you look at the guy here on the left side, Mattia, I've always been a fan of his physique. I believed he was in the top five last year when he competed against Drew when Drew won Chicago. Oh, no, what was it? He won Toronto, and this dude came in peeled. Now, I don't think he was as lean as he was in the Toronto show, but I think he was definitely put on more size. And if I'm not mistaken, dude was like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, he's the youngest pro.
Yeah, he's the youngest bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, this dude is the youngest can be, but
And I
telling
told that boy, drop them arms. I don't know why he got them arms up there like that.
You
this
said
God.
he's the youngest pro.
Yeah, he was the youngest pro.
he turned pro young.
Yeah, he turned pro really young.
How old was he when he turned pro? 24 or younger?
No, he was
No,
younger
I
than that
think he
for
was
sure.
like 19 or 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude.
I was about to say, like,
What's the youngest guy you've ever turned pro? Do you know?
probably Stephen Cow.
Oh yeah, you've been coaching him forever.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Thanks, Steven.
What the hell is he doing now? Is he doing DC this year?
TJ's young too, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
How old is TJ?
TJ's young, but I don't think he's as young as
He's not as young as
not as Steve
Kyle.
when he turned pros. Steve was
No.
like that was Gymshark days, bro. That was forever.
Yeah.
Is I don't know if you can drop it, but do you know what he's doing?
Um, Texas
Nice. Damn,
public.
nice. But when it comes to Mattia, brother, please drop your arms. For the love of God, bring you from your elbows to your wrists, bring them in significantly more. At the end of the day, you need to hit up Erin for some posing.
Wider base for
Yeah.
sure.
Wider base. I've seen you more conditioned. Bring in what your calling card is. Come and peel.
What's crazy, his double hands on hip is actually crazy.
Somebody
Like,
commented
Yeah.
on something on NPR today. Oh no, it was on my page and said that double arm shot looked crazy, and I almost tagged you in it and was like, "See, Erin, I can hit it. I can hit it.
oh God.
I'm telling you,
No, don't do it.
don't do it."
Don't do
It
it.
You
looks
know, I don't know. I don't know if it's him, but I saw videos of the judging and he looked like he wasn't even flexing his abs and he was just letting it hang.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was him or the third place guy, but he was like letting his stomach hang. He was tired.
Oh, okay. It was him. He was, bro. He couldn't hold his posing on stage. That's what it was. Like, but look up. Never mind.
Dude, if Tyler or Bill was judging that,
The show.
he would have been pushed out because of that. They ain't letting that slide.
Yeah. I wish he had his other last show. He was so much more conditioned at his last show. And you're right. He kept looking down at his stomach. You can see that something wasn't connecting there. It was something that wasn't connecting. But I don't know. I think he has a lot of potential. Again, I think he's one of those guys that he needs to be strategic with show he shows up at. But again, second place, being as young as he is extremely impressive. And then of course we have the winner Ryan Clark, now three-time Olympian, heading back to the Olympia. I think his two-time qualifying this year. He's running New York Pro. He has Pittsburgh Pro coming up. Apparently, he's running the gauntlet this year.
It's
Man,
crazy.
he's been competing for a long time.
I
That's too
definitely wouldn't be
much.
doing that.
That's too
Not
much.
up, not after I just won. I'll sit my eyes down.
Yeah, get some more momentum.
Because at the end of the day, like you don't want to continue to go down this path. Yeah, you just won, you got your qualification, but you also still want to be competitive, right? At the O. But then what about the next year? You're gonna be back at square one because you running all these damn shows trying to, I don't know what for, but just trying to run these shows to, I guess, be seen or whatever the case may be. For me personally, after I would have won that show, I'll be sitting my ass down somewhere.
Yeah.
You gonna see me in Mexico, you gonna see me in Colombia after Pittsburgh, bro. I'm not, don't call my phone. I'm not, I'm gonna be chilling, getting ready for the O.
I,
There's no point to be doing all these shows right now
I
after
would
you've
shut it
been
down.
competing.
yeah. I think that the momentum that he has now coming off of this win, and then he won Hawaii. He has three wins under his belt now. A lot of time to kind of shut it down. Again, that's what I would do at the situation, but nonetheless, I gotta respect it, man. He's one of those guys that his ceiling and floor are very close to each other. Where I think that even an off version of Ryan is still very competitive at a lot of these shows, and I also think an on version of Ryan, obviously, in the same boat where he can be very dangerous and do what he just did this past weekend. But
Yeah.
again, Ryan looks great nonetheless. Congratulations, brother. Going back to the Olympia yet again. And then of course, another one. How many qualifications do you have now? Erin, Ed Vaughn,
Vitor,
Vitor. Oh yeah, I forgot he won in Brazil.
Antonio, Sabor,
That's four.
uh,
You have
Matt, Emmanuel,
Emmanuel who? Oh, Costa. That was that five? Damn.
Corey.
Corey. And then did you say what's his face who just won last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I don't even know now. I forgot.
That's a good problem to have.
but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Or what's
fast.
his name? Yeah. We didn't get a chance to talk about him. That dude looked crazy too. I wanted to
Ooh.
have him on Antonio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that's like seven, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you ever feel, you ever have imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is basically like, you ever have like these moments of, I don't want to say, I don't know how I'm doing it, but like, why me kind of thing?
By
Because,
me?
yeah, I mean, like, everybody looks at you as one of the goats in men's physique. All right. So obviously that comes with a lot of pressure in itself. But do you ever get one of those moments of like, yeah, like questioning yourself or anything like that? Maybe a little bit of self-doubt.
Uh, no, not
No,
really. I
just one
mean,
of,
I'm not gonna say like I'm comfortable because it's stressful. Erin knows, but I think just this year alone, or even as the years went by, like the more the more years I have a bunch of guys at the Olympia,
Mhm.
the more you learn how to handle stress in situations like that.
Yeah.
Because it's complete chaos, especially at the Olympia, right? But I don't know. I'm just used to it. I mean, I was talking to Erin today. He was like, "Yeah, I got two clients or whatever."
Bro, on my
I don't
damn
mean to throw you in the
nerve.
bus,
I
but
don't give a damn. They on my nerves.
he was like, "I don't know how you do it."
Uh,
I don't know either. I think God helps me,
I
to
mean,
be
Alice got a
honest.
lot of clients too, bro. But yeah, boy, I'm like
you,
this close to saying fuck this coaching shit.
how do you set boundaries with all the people working or communicating overseas? Obviously, here in the States, tons of different time zones, people probably wanting you to be at shows, all of the, how do you set boundaries in order to stay at the elite level that you are while also trying to keep your clients happy?
I mean, they kind of know my schedule now.
Mhm.
They know if I don't respond, it's because of this. Or they know I'm gonna if I get to them at a certain time, like at night after my kids are sleeping, like they know they catch the pattern, but I try not to get text messages as much as possible on Sundays unless I ask for it. But then for most of the week, I'm
Cool.
pretty much
Make sure you
working.
don't text me on Sunday then.
So,
But
so is that your rule? Like, don't like try to like your Sundays are your family time.
I try. Yeah, I
Yeah,
try.
yeah,
Unless there's like a show or something, then I do what I gotta do. Even with Aaron, like sometimes he knows if I don't text him on Sundays because
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
at
be
church or
tripping.
something.
okay. Then my question is to use this then, traveling the shows, right? I know you kind of have taken a step back on traveling. I was good seeing you in Utah this past, well, not me seeing you, but seeing you out there with your guys. Um, how do you kind of set the standard for that? Do you just kind of make your own schedule at the beginning of the year, or is it kind of when you get an opportunity, then you'll pull the trigger?
I kind of have like a good. I mean, I've been doing this for so long. I know what shows fall in what part of the year,
Yeah.
and if I can go and I have people doing it, I'm gonna try and go. Especially now, last year I couldn't do it only because the babies were,
Babies.
they're just born, so I couldn't really do much. But now Linda knows what's up, and I want to travel as much as I could. I mean, it's easier for me when I do travel, actually, especially now because. Bro, it's hard. It's hard to do check-ins and peek people when they're crying in the background. So it's almost like I prefer to, even if I'm in a hotel, it would be easier. But that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and travel when I can,
Yeah.
you know.
I think right now, like with me, this is the first time that, competing for me this year is like up in question, so I can actually focus on my clients traveling and so on and so forth. So I've had a lot of clients pulling me in multiple different directions and trying to get me out to their show. So I'm trying to like set a clear schedule for me to maximize my time at each of their shows and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can be a headache. But again, I've always wondered with you having all of these high level athletes competing all over the world, I can only imagine the stress that's put on your plate during that time, especially with newborns at home and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to jump right into the Wasatch. I'm going to jump around a little bit because I see here you have at least two guys, if I'm not mistaken, in the first call out. So we have a pro debut in your fifth place with Jacob Morris. Now I've known Jacob. I love him. He's a great guy. This is the best I've ever seen him. One. Um, what do you think of his look in the prep to get him here?
Um, well, at first we kind of had to figure out the whole weight situation
Is he that
because
close to his weight cap?
he was at 209, so he was at his weight cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if this is actually his second show. We
His
did a
back-
show, yeah, we did a show 2 weeks ago,
oh shit, I didn't know that.
and we probably could have been better, but it's still us figuring out this whole weight thing
Yeah.
and to see like what can we do to make sure he's full because when he's flat, his chest is flat,
Yeah.
and so this show showed me a lot. It showed how much I can actually deplete him and just be okay with it.
Yeah.
If he's flat, it's okay because now I know that I can fill him out. And so what I did was I made sure that he was like under the cap and that we had wiggle room in between Thursday all the way up to the weigh-in. And I actually started feeding him Thursday night. So I saw that he was, his weight was down and he was starting to get extra flat. So I gave him pretty much 100 carbs each meal towards the end of the day. And then it gave us a good head start going into the next day. We filled him out pretty good. His chest was fuller. We was able to keep his abs solid.
Okay. So it's funny that you say this because I've always said that he has one of the fullest, flattest chests that I've ever seen. Right?
Yeah,
Chest is like when his arms are down to his side, his chest is in fucking insane. I've never seen anything
yeah,
like it. But then when he opens up into his front shot, he has a tendency of flattening it out. And I'm not sure if it's because he's like his width up top, or like you said, the fullness, trying to get down to the weight.
it's
Um,
posing.
yeah,
Part of it's posing too.
I was just about to say, I think he does have a bad tendency of trying to wrap the shoulder around
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
clavicle. You can see it in
concave.
his clavicle.
Yes, yes. And I think instead of that, he needs to like breathe in air into his chest almost to allow this to be, I guess, a little bit more elevated. Because like, bro, he looks full to me. Like you can see it. Look at the veins ripping through. Like he looks fucking great. At the same time, like you said, I think it's a posing thing. I remember, talking to him, the number one thing for him has always been his posing. But at the same time, his back might just be one of the best backs on the stage. It
yeah.
it's so fucking dense. I've never seen anything. Look at that shit. Dude does have a lot of potential, but he does need to fix that.
It's just posing. He'll get it down because
It's better
we
though.
even tweaked his posing that the night before,
Okay.
and I had to be there. See, in cases like that, there's some shows where if they need to work on certain things like posing, and it's just an issue that you just can't get through over FaceTime or whatever. Being there in person is helpful,
Yeah.
and if I wasn't there, his posing would probably be even worse
Yeah.
because I actually helped it. Like it was actually, so he was angling too much, and I mean he could still do a better job, obviously, but we fixed it a lot.
Yeah. No, he definitely this is definitely the best, I think, peak, best look, and his best posing in general. But again, I think this guy, I think he has potential. And make sure he gets another coat of spray tan on his face.
Yeah, I know.
No. Then we got coming in at fourth place. We got Tan Dollywall. Aaron, what do you think of this physique?
It's a dope physique. It's a physique that I've competed with and since my very first show.
Really?
Yeah, me and him compete. He's from Fresno.
Oh shit, that's dope.
So we've competed at the Fresno Classic against each other. He's been working. I know he just became pro, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, not
Um, but yeah, he's definitely brought his physique up. As far as how it looks, I mean, he looks super bubbly. Again, if he pulls that waist in and comes tighter, it's he's taking out some other people, you know what I mean? So from the back, I just think he just needs his front shot is pretty dope. But
yeah.
I would say from the back, that's where it lacks a little bit.
Yeah, especially when you see him standing next to Jacob. But
Yeah,
again, he looks good.
I was there in person, and to be honest, I was actually impressed by him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like he was full, like he was on stage, just everything was round.
yeah,
And I was like, dang, like he blew up, like because I was there with him backstage, and so I saw how the pump really changed his physique. It's just his
yeah,
back needs to be harder. His back was on the softer.
yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, like his front shot, and he's bubbly and full of shit. You know what I mean? It's just when he turns to the back, that's where it's like, oh, okay. But
He's a
yeah,
consistent top five guy. I mean, I believe he did a show in Texas last year. Freddie,
yeah, last year or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, he was in the
and
mix.
yeah, exactly. He's always in the mix for a good reason. I think he tends to bring great conditioning. I've seen him more conditioned before, but I think he played the full card, and I think it actually worked in his favor here.
Yeah.
What do you think of the shorts, like matching the background?
I
Like
mean,
he,
you never know though.
yeah,
You never know with these shows and what they be picking in their background. So,
Yeah.
I wish everybody need to go and watch the Detroit Pro Show and take notes.
Yeah.
It's still okay to to still copy, but it's just
Aaron, have you ever?
it's hard to pick. It's hard to choose. You don't know what these shows are gonna put in the background. Like at Pittsburgh Pro, we don't know, but I have a sense to know it may be something black and yellow.
Yeah,
Being in Pittsburgh,
fair enough.
like so do you think I'm finna sit there and wear some yellow or black and yellow shorts? No, probably not.
You did the first year.
I did the first year and blended all the
Yeah.
way to hell in. So you don't know. You never know, man.
Oh man. All right, and then we have coming at third place, we have the legend himself, Lucky Libra. And I'm not sure how people are counting it, but I'm gonna count it. 20 wins after the Masters win at this show.
Come on, bro. Come on. Come
You're not
on.
counting it? I don't know.
It's a pro win.
It's a pro win, right? Like he got 20 of them in my book. Nonetheless, he looked so much better than what he did at the previous show. But I think the issue here is what a lot of people see in Andre is the Andre that they remember, back in 2019, 2020. And he's not that version of himself anymore, right? You got to realize he's like 41, 42. And one, he still looks great, right? He's still improving in terms of at least comparative to the self he was earlier and last year. I want to make sure that people give him the credit that he deserves. I think he looks good. Again, if you stop comparing him to what he was and just appreciate the look that he's still bringing to the stage, again, it's still appreciative of a top three and again a Masters win. And again, he has an opportunity to go to the Masters. I personally have him, winning the Masters Olympia. I don't know obviously who's doing the show. I've seen a little bit of the lineup, but I can't see many people standing next to even a 40 plus year
So
old.
what did you see cuts at this show from Andre?
For Andre, I mean, I talked to him, and he's not. He just has a different. His mind is in a different place.
You can
Like
tell.
he's not trying to, you know, be the old Andre.
Yeah.
He just wants to go to these shows and make money or stuff like that. And he's basically saying, yeah, I'm not even 100%. Like I don't eat. He doesn't diet hecka hard right now. This
Mhm.
is just him going into shows. So, it sounds like he's just in a different place, and I don't mind it. I mean, I don't. It's his
No, you
goal. This is
can't
what
you
he
can't knock
wants.
it at all because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's his sponsors are going to pay for him to do these shows. He's
True.
going to make money off of it, whatever he got personally branded. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I
But
think
I also think as far as like because I know he was one of the guys who said that he's have a lot of gut problems, huh?
yes,
You got to
yes,
connect him with Heather because
yes.
you can see the film on his skin.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember he was talking about that, but like you said, I think he's just in a different mindset, different season in his
Yeah.
career at this point, right?
Yeah. He's been there. He's done that. So it's
He's
looks like he looks happy.
Yeah.
But
That's the thing. Watching the live stream, seeing him on stage, interacting, talking to the younger guys, hearing what the younger guys are
Yeah,
saying backstage. Like, I'm not gonna say that's his legacy, but that's gonna be a big part of the version of his legacy now. Like
in the version. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, Erin, seeing you on stage talking to that young kid, I know for a fact that made his fucking year. You know, like
Mm.
I spoke to him, like it's the impact of legends like you, legends like Andre. Like if Andre ever came to me backstage and was talking to me, like I'm sure how he's talking to some of these guys, like that shit, you're gonna remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
I love seeing Andre take that role right now. You know, almost like I don't want to say big brother, almost like he's like a father figure. And everyone, no matter what place he gets, everyone's looking up to him for what he's already done, in the
he's
division.
like
Yeah, I mean, at the
he's
end
like
of the day, it's
he's
like
like
even when Andre put his name on any list, it's like, oh, Lucky's. What if Lucky comes X, Y, and Z? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
it's he still has that type of presence. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
yeah,
like Cuz said, he's just in a different mindset, which is totally fine to compete. Like me personally, I don't love to compete like that much. Like I would be done after a certain time. You know what I mean? But like he just loves to do it, and that's what he's going to do.
yeah.
He's just following the bag. He's like kind of like Tim Duncan in his later years.
Oh yeah,
He's
Tim was just out there. Tim was just out there collected collecting checks.
You're just having fun. Real quick, how about your Warriors, bro? I know you
How
happy.
about them Warriors?
I
How
know you
about that's why I
happy,
had to
right
rock this right here.
now.
I'm
Bro,
gonna
you
wear
are
my
Hey,
jersey
man.
too.
seeing you on social media right now. I know you're loud with it.
Bro, man, it's a fun time of the year. Let's just say that.
Do you
Like
honestly
it's
think they can go all the way?
anything could happen. I didn't, and back in 2022, I didn't know they were gonna win the championship. Shoot, I was like, man, Steph is done. He all of a sudden they win the championship.
Yeah,
So I can't. Jimmy Butler is just that dude.
yeah.
Like Jimmy Butler is that dude,
How
man.
the fuck did the Sixers let him go? I don't understand that shit, bro. Like
Dude, and B talks about it all the time.
no, he's a killer. Like him and Embiid together was so fun to watch. Like,
Yeah.
like they're just dogs. They're just fucking dogs, man. They have that personality that's like, if you're in my way, I'm running through you. You know what I
It's,
mean?
it's not even just that though. It's his basketball IQ. It's like through the roof.
Yeah.
Like even if he doesn't have the ball, he knows where to go. He knows where to set screens. He knows where to, tell people where to go. He's just freaking crazy.
Do you think who's more impactful right now on the team? Is this Steph Curry or
It's still Steph because Steph gets doubled and tripled.
yeah?
That if they stop Steph, somebody else got to score. That's what all the teams' game plan is. It's very Steph centric right now compared to the earlier championships because they actually had Klay Thompson, they had even you could say KD, so they had scorers. Right
Yeah.
now it's different. It's anybody's game. Like it could be Pod's game, it could be Gary Payton. I mean, he scored some buckets in the game before this. So, you
This,
know,
what do you think about what's his face? Who's the center? Is he a four?
Looney
Quinn
Ducks.
Post,
No.
Quinn
Who's
Talking
Post.
is
about
he a three? There's no way. Is this Dre? What's his name?
Draymond.
Draymond. Thank you.
He's not a center. But he
He's
plays
he's
center.
a he's a point. He's a
He's a
small
forward.
point.
Isn't he in the paint though?
Yeah,
He is because they
he
they run
guards
they
the
run
big guys.
they run small ball.
Do
Yeah.
you
So
think that's gonna be a
whenever they run small ball, he runs a five.
okay? That makes sense. Do you think where's he at in his career? Like what kind of player is he?
Dude, he was top three in DPOY this year.
Really?
Draymond is a
Yeah,
dog.
he's
Draymond
hecka
is a
smart too.
dog.
Aging like fine wine, huh?
He
A lot of
he,
high IQ
he hella
guys.
smart and hella got IQ, but he just can't control it.
Yeah, I
It's like
know.
he just can't control it. When he get on one, he on one. He ain't
Yeah.
stopping. He ain't stopping. But that's one thing that he's built. Like, as far as his character, it's kind of like Marshawn Lynch. Like,
Mm,
regardless of how these guys are, and I mean, you're gonna love how they are, regardless, just because of they bring their authentic selves. Like that's just like telling the NFL telling Marshawn Lynch to be like, no, you got to change this. He finna sit there and tell you, "Fuck you, I'm from East Oakland." You know, what I mean? It's totally different vibe. You know what I mean? And same for Draymond. You can't change Draymond's like you can't. He's built like that. You
that's who
know,
he is. Like, Aaron, let me ask you this. If you had to compare yourself to any basketball player, what personality or aura do you think you are?
it'd probably be Draymond
I was gonna
or
say
Dennis Rodman.
I can see it a little bit.
I believe it.
You know what I mean? Like he's always dangerous when you stand next to him because you never know what you're gonna get. But at the same time, you see the way that he defends his people.
Yeah,
Every
100
time he talks, like
every time.
his people are his.
Don't do not talk about Steph. Do not
Yep.
talk about nobody on his team. He riding
Like
100%.
he has a small circle, but again, it's close knit. It's impactful.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
All right, let's real quick. Let's round out this show, and then we'll end with a handful of questions. So, and then we have Dallas Botchway. So, what do you think about him when you saw him step on stage?
This guy has a lot of potential.
Yes, he does. I think he's a mini Corey Morris, dude. Mini Corey Morris. High, a little bit higher of lats, bubbly everywhere. I,
I don't
he,
know. Like his back still looks dope to me. I don't like. I was there in person, so to see how he looks, it's just he's short. That's the
yeah,
only thing that could hurt him. He's small,
he's really small.
but he's not small. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
his
he's filling up
proportions,
space.
dude, his proportions, everything. That kid.
Wait, hold on real quick. I want you to look at something. Look at when he turns to the back. He does this thing where like look at his back when he first hits it, like right here, and then look how he flattens it out.
Disappears. No, he's leaning back. That's a posing error.
Okay. I was gonna say because I've seen his back way better than what I'm seeing on these
It's a
videos and
posing
these
error
photos.
because again, pause it. You gotta understand
Right
lighting
here.
when you get on this stage, these stages. It happens to me too. It happens to
Look at
me
that
at
right
the
there. It
morning
looks good
shows.
right there.
Yeah, look
You know
how
what I'm
good it looks
saying?
right here, and
But
then
guess what? He's gonna lean back and
yep,
it goes flat
and then it flattens out.
every time.
I wonder if that's my issue too. But this dude looks he has
He
so much.
He looks
looks
sick.
he
He
looks
looks
sick,
sick.
man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That guy looks sick.
Yeah, tons and tons of potential. I'm really excited to see what he does. I think he's going to qualify this year. I'm just curious to know what show he's going to do next, man. He looks crazy, fucking crazy. But
I think maybe if he doesn't,
Don't give too many tips, bro.
okay, he ain't beat me, so I'm not
Don't let him
worried
know the
about it.
secret. No, I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying, like,
He might beat your other guys, but I don't give a damn about giving him no tips.
oh shit. But yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna give
playing with you, Dallas. I'm playing with you.
he looked really good, man. I think
No,
his
he
Yeah,
he looks super dope.
his front shot was
But no, all I was gonna say, like literally, if he came in tighter, it might give his back even a little bit more pop instead of chasing the full size, the fullness, because bro, he got enough fucking fullness.
he
You
Mhm.
was
can't
pretty tight though. In person, he was pretty
really.
tight.
He looked
Yeah.
conditioned. I
His
think
back though was washed though. His upper back
yes,
was like washed.
Mm.
that's what it looks like. That's exactly what I was about to say. But nonetheless, the winner with coming home with the probably one of the dopest trophies in the league right now. We got Ed Von Palm. Bro, I've been getting ripped online for calling him Ed Von Palmera, Paul Palmero. And so,
But
bro, I've been getting ripped online every
you
time I
gotta
call.
say, Palmyra.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know. I just try and copy Linda because when Linda speaks Portuguese, that's how they do it. So
Okay.
it's
So,
Edwin Palmeira. Palmeira. I don't know.
it's funny whenever I've competed with Ed Von a few times. We did back-to-back shows together. We did Mexico and then we did Sasquatch, and I placed second. He placed first both times. Speaking with him after the show, we have to speak to a translator.
Yeah.
Like, is that how you communicate with him?
Yeah. But you know what? in a short
What?
amount of time, this dude's learning English.
Is he?
Bro, I'm like, what? Like, I was shocked. I was like, dang, what the heck? Like, I
Dude,
could actually talk to him. He understands me.
damn.
Like, it's crazy.
Bro, I literally had
I,
my phone up, like
yeah,
him to speak into the phone. It was crazy.
I still do that. Don't get me wrong, but I could actually say things and he'll
Yeah.
understand it, which wasn't, it wasn't like that prior, like at all.
I've been meaning to ask you this question. Just 2 years ago, not even, Edvon was damn near 15, 20 pounds above the stage weight, right? The year
Mhm.
right before they implemented it. And I know this because I've looked at the scale in Washington at the Sasquatch, and I saw this man was fucking like 15 pounds heavier than me. And I'm 6'2", right? I don't know how tall he is, but he's not that tall.
He's
So
5'11".
okay, so my question to you is, what did you do? Because the season after that is when you started working with him. So what did you do to pull off, whether it's the muscle, to bring, just to simply get him down to the weight?
There's some stuff that we did. I
Can't
can't
tell the
really
secret.
say. I can't say over this, but we did some things
Okay.
to change it. Yeah.
Well, all I know is this. This is the one of the best, my favorite packages of him. Now, my question is, do you think his leanest look was his fifth place, his first fifth place finish at the Olympia?
First one?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Or even this past Olympia. He
I
was
think
sharp
was
as hell.
I think he was the best peak at this past Olympia. I think seeing him backstage, how full he was, how something stood out different. But what do you think of this package compared to his others? Was it just
To,
enough to get it done, or was it
to
really
be,
kind of,
to be honest, I think he could still be better than this.
yeah?
I don't think this is his best.
What do you think
Um,
that he needs to do different, or do you guys need to do different in order to maximize it?
well, there's some things that he did the day before that kind of threw things off. Like he was all over the place.
Mhm.
He was driving here, driving there. His last meal, which he only has 5 meals, and his fifth meal was at like 1 a.m.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Wow.
so he was off schedule. Like there was a bunch of stuff that he could have done better, and we talked about it already.
Mhm.
But and another thing is his posing. He does that thing where, not everything flexes. Like sometimes it's on and he did that at Olympia too.
Mhm.
So it's not even just this show. So I know it's a posing thing. And there's just some things that he can do better.
Yeah.
So yeah, we brought a dope package, but it can still be better than that.
It's funny how you are like that. You know, it was the same way as I was when I stepped off stage at Optimum. You know, I got the job done, but I knew I did not look nearly. And Aaron knew it too, because I got a conversation, had a conversation right after the show with Aaron. He was like, "Congratulations," but that's not the standard. That's not what we
No.
do. Right. So it's the same way you can. My question,
Yeah.
I got a weird question for you. I don't know how this was going to come across. Would you rather bring a client in at their all-time best but place second, or bring a client in, just good enough to get the first place? Say it again.
It's tough.
Yeah, I know.
But it happens all the time.
But to say it's fucking happened with Aaron almost.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it happened to Aaron. How many times it happened to Aaron? A lot,
A
actually.
lot. A lot.
Yeah,
And
it
that
happened a lot.
because it's hard because the goal is always to get the qualification or whatever, get the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the sense of pride you get when you know you showed up at your all-time best. But then on the back end, it kind of, Aaron, I'm sure you can attest to this. You're like, what the fuck else do I have to do then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
There was only one show where I was actually happy, and it was when Aaron got second
that
at
this,
the Olympia.
What the oh. Yeah, my first
oh,
time.
Um,
wait, okay. I know what you're talking about.
like, because I knew, I mean, it's not even just my eyes, it's a lot of people's eyes. They thought Aaron should have won. Oh, I'm gonna get recorded for this.
No, no, no. Hold on, hold
And
on,
they're
hold
gonna
on, hold on,
freaking
hold on.
show it to whatever, dude. Whatever. People can talk smack. I'm just saying that I'm not blind
No one is blind,
As
bro.
long as I wear my contacts, I'm not blind. But there's other people that would agree with me. Erin, that was the only second place where I brought someone at their best, but I wasn't unhappy. Because at the end of the day, nobody knew who Erin was, and he got second, so it felt like a win to me. But yeah, sometimes you see somebody at their best, and you're like, dang, like should have won.
Yeah.
You should have won, but that happens. That it happens, and just get better from there. No reason to cry about it or say your title got robbed off of you or something like that. And, just you know,
Yeah. You rolled it.
Okay, move on.
All right.
And what we do, go get it.
you just get better. But yeah, that's the only show that I could think of.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love, that's tough still. I want to win. Who doesn't like winning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I think
But
it's,
I do have a different mindset right now, though. My mindset is to, as long as I can get you at your best,
I'm
that's a
happy.
win for me. I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm in a different place myself. So, but when you do bring somebody at their best, you expect to win too, because they're at their
Right.
best. So when they
Right.
don't get it, it's like, what the heck?
Aaron, you said something recently on it's not about the accolades. It's not about the first place. It's not about the, cuts. Is that where your mindset is too? It's not just about, you know,
Well, I told Aaron that. It's like,
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
no, but it is what I preach. And it's just something that, when you get too caught up in winning, it can make you depressed. It could, there's the world is so much bigger.
yeah.
There's so much more you can do as an individual, that could impact many people's lives. And when you focus on just that and then get sad over it, what are you doing for the people except focusing on yourself, on why you
So
did that, why you're sad, and like I tell some guys now, like, because not everybody's gonna win, not everybody's gonna qualify, like what we were saying earlier. But when you focus on yourself and use a stage as your platform, this is my art, this is what I did to my body from 10 years ago to now. You could love it or you could hate it, but in the same time, people have fans, of you, and you can motivate, you can use social media as a way of monetizing, making money in different ways. And when you focus on that, the bigger picture versus yourself, dude, it's not worth crying about yourself. So you have to kind of change your mindset too, because another thing, if you focus so much on winning, then you also forget about your family. You
thing
forget about
else.
you forget about everything. Some people even forget about God, so
Ariel,
it's toxic, man. It could be toxic.
everything that you just said was my 2023 season, bro. Everything. Like I said, I competed in 5 shows, second, third, what I got this close to the Olympia so many times. And throughout that process, it drove me further away from my wife, my family, God specifically, right? It took truly that season after that to then for me to go back and find God and start going back to church and finding myself again. And I credit that season for my now perspective on, like Andre said, riding the midline. And dude, we talked about this, me, you and I'm taking time off in my career, where I'm 28 years old. This should be quote unquote me starting to hit my prime, but instead I'm prioritizing family, right? And it took me speaking and hearing the words that Erin speaks, speaking to Sadiq, Ryan, you specifically, that forced me to change that perspective. And these guys are older, right? You guys have done this, and I don't think you guys realize how much of an impact your guys' words have, not just on me, but on other people. Bro, I don't think you understand. For me to come to the conclusion and the decision to not potentially compete this year, you don't understand how much that killed me. It even for that time period, I was in denial, because I was left in a limbo phase for the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm even about to fucking choking up even just speaking about it. Like, you guys don't realize how much your guys' words gave me the opportunity to take a step back and look at things from a different perspective. Erin, seeing the way that you are with your kids, bro, is different. It's
Yeah.
different. Like, you will never take a first place medal over, sacrificing, fucking minutes with your kids, man. It's different.
Well,
Ariel, same.
but the Pittsburgh Pro is taking some valuable and a very sweet day away from me. So this is why this win for me at this Pittsburgh Pro will be extremely sentimental to me because one, I don't miss shit when it comes to my kids. And when I have to sit here and miss my daughter's eighth birthday on the 9th
Good.
to do a show, a bodybuilding show, yeah, you best believe I'm coming. I'm gonna do my all in power to do what I have to do to win this show for my daughter and come back home and celebrate her life. You know what I mean? So uh it sucks because y'all know how I feel about my kids. So I mean, I was talking to Cutz earlier in the car. When I was telling him, bro, I've thought about not doing this show multiple times because of my daughter's birthday. You know what I mean? Because I'm up here planning to rent a Sprinter van and have her friends and take them roller skating and just be the dad for the day. But I can't even be that because I'm so locked in on being a bodybuilder right now. You know what I mean? So uh it sucks, but that's what's going to make this win even more sweeter. Because when she see dad come home with another trophy, that when they walk in this living room and they see it and they're like, Dad, those are our trophies. They always tell me that. I said, hell yeah, they got trophies. So when we get another nice little Pittsburgh trophy, that one is 100% dedicated to her.
Oh, yeah.
100%. So yeah.
Before we get out of
Yeah.
here, Erin, I'm not sure how in depth you want to go on this, but obviously there was news recently dropped. Ali Bilal dropped out of the show for whatever reasons. He decided not to disclose it with the majority. Um, when you saw that, what was your initial reaction?
Nothing. To be honest, me, man, I don't worry about other people. I've never that's never been my mindset when at any show. I don't give a damn who's coming. I don't care who's backing out, you know what I mean? But me and Ali have built a pretty good relationship after the Arnold, which I do really respect and I value, because I mean we're up here picking out classic cars that we're about to buy. So he's about to hope I don't know if I spoiled anything, but he's about to get something pretty
Nice.
nice. And I showed him my classic car that I got, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, this is crazy." But no, man. Like I told Ali after me and him spoke about him not doing the show. It was
You knew
more
before other
of,
people did, didn't you?
yeah, I knew.
I knew. I knew. I knew you knew before other people.
I knew way, way, way. But at the end of the day, it again, it was the respect and just the friendship that we built. And I told him, I said, just know I'm still coming for that fade. Just because you backing out does not mean I'm not gunning for you. I'm still here. I'm still gonna bring my A game. But it's for me and him right now. It's I don't know. We've built I would say a rivalry, but a really friendship rivalry as far as the mutual respect between one another and understanding. It's not about the bickering back and forth or trying to jaw at somebody to intimidate them or make them feel a certain way. But no, um, hopefully he gets everything back in line and comes to the Olympia at 100% and respect to his decision on not being able to, compete, but we'll still be able to see him, and I'll still be able to talk to him in Pittsburgh when I get there. Of course, he's on my side, so he, he's rooting against a couple of people that don't really are
Uh,
not fond of him, but man, I love the guy, man. You cannot like him. It's just Ali Bilal,
I was gonna say it's the Ali effect. Like I get what you're saying. It's hard not to like his personality. Um,
Yeah.
Physique aside, he's a good guy. And
Because at first I'm like, this boy, it's getting on my nerves. God dang, boy, shut up. But
you
no.
see how people like twist shit though? The reasons why you guys didn't necessarily like each other has nothing to do with like words that you.
Us.
It was like
Us.
people.
It wasn't us. Everybody
Yeah,
else was switching it. That's why, like I said, when we had that conversation, I told him, like, bro, I don't do the bickering back and forth. And that's when I had messaged him. I said, bro, you didn't even read or
you didn't watch the
watch the
podcast.
full podcast before you even jawed back. You know what I mean? And he was like, and again, he apologized, and we shook hands, and it's just one on respect right now. So um no,
That's how
shout out to
rivalry
Ali.
should be, bro. You got mutual respect for each other, but at the same time,
It's still on.
it's still
It's
on.
still on.
Exactly. Well,
100%.
listen, I appreciate you guys hopping on tonight. Drew could not be on because he is flying back to Chicago to see his family, but we wanted to bring you guys another episode after missing last week. So we appreciate your guys' patience. CUTZ, thank you for being on again. Like I said, you're a legend, man, and have an opportunity to dig, a little bit more into your brain and understand kind of why, you're are who you are and the decisions that you make, is extremely valuable to, everybody watching. Erin, what, 10 days out now, bro?
10 days.
You fucking out. Go get
10
that.
days, bro.
Go get that
It's looking mighty lovely.
Cuts was
It's,
raving before we pressed record. Cuts was raving about your check-in today, so I'm excited.
it's
I'm excited. All right, fellas. As always, I appreciate y'all. Till the next episode. I'll see y'all.